In a world that constantly pushes us to chase success, recognition, or the next big goal, we rarely stop to ask ourselves a quieter question: what truly moves us inside? What sets our soul alight when no one else is watching? Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig. Marcus Aurelius. We often search for answers in the outside world, hoping for a spark, a sign, or some stroke of clarity that reveals our purpose. But rarely do we pause and look at the life we're already living. Not the life we post online, not the version we imagine, but the quiet daily reality. When you step back and observe your days as if watching someone else's life, what do you notice? Are the hours filled with intention? Or are they dissolving into a blur of repetition? Work, screens, errands, entertainment, sleep, repeat. If each day resembles the last, how could anything new ever find its way in? Seneca once wrote, "Life is long, if you know how to use it." But how many of us truly use it thoughtfully, mindfully, purposefully? Sometimes the greatest obstacle to finding passion is not a lack of opportunity, but a lack of awareness. Passion cannot grow in a space where nothing changes. It cannot bloom where the soil of experience has not been stirred. That's why the first step is not to chase something outside yourself, but to open your eyes to what already is. You begin by noticing and then by moving. This movement doesn't have to be grand. It begins with small shifts, new places, new conversations, new activities. Take a trip, even a short one. Try a workshop. Attend a class, even if you're uncertain. Step into environments you've never explored before: artistic, athletic, scientific, social. With each unfamiliar experience, you plant a seed. Some will wither, but some may grow into something more. Curiosity is the gatekeeper to passion, and curiosity can only be awakened through encounter. Yet it's not just the world outside that must expand. Your mind must stretch too. Not everything meaningful will be found through action. Some treasures are found in quiet contemplation. Read something unfamiliar. Learn about a subject you once thought irrelevant. Listen to voices from other walks of life, not to agree but to understand. As you widen your intellectual horizon, you may discover a path you hadn't even known existed. As Epictetus reminds us, only the educated are free. True freedom comes not only from physical independence, but from inner expansion, from the ability to think widely, choose wisely, and act intentionally. But even with effort, it's easy to feel frustrated. You may want clarity, you may want purpose, you may long to wake up each day with energy and direction. But when you look at your habits, your routine, your media diet, are those aligned with what you say you want? Desire alone is never enough. Desire without action is fantasy. This is not a call for guilt. It's a call for honesty. To compare your hopes with your habits. To see if your inner yearning has any counterpart in the real world you're shaping hour by hour. If not, it's no wonder passion feels distant. But that doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're ready. Because awareness is the beginning. And from that awareness comes the power to shift. Not everything needs to change at once, but even one conscious decision, one step towards something unfamiliar, can begin to turn the tide. Change requires movement. It requires energy. But more than anything, it requires seeing the truth of your own life and deciding that you're ready to open it up. Sometimes people wait for inspiration to strike, but inspiration often waits for you to move first. It doesn't always come with thunder. Sometimes it arrives in the form of quiet discomfort, that restless sense that something in your life no longer fits. That's a sign. That's your cue. And as strange as it may sound, finding your passion is not so different from falling in love. Imagine trying to find love without ever leaving your house, without meeting anyone new, without risking awkwardness or rejection. It's impossible. Love needs movement. It needs interaction. It needs your presence in the world. Passion is no different. If you stay within the same loop, surrounded by the same inputs, occupied by the same distractions, how can something vibrant and new enter your awareness? You must show up. Not once, but again and again, with curiosity, openness, and humility. It may take time, it may feel uncertain, but that's okay. That's what the Stoics understood deeply, that the pursuit of something meaningful is not a guarantee, it's a discipline. And so you begin to treat your life like an unfolding journey, one that spans not only the miles you travel, but the thoughts you entertain, the books you read, the people you meet, the habits you question, and the boundaries you dissolve. This is not about perfection. This is about aliveness. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." To find your passion, you don't need more years. You need more presence. And presence begins the moment you turn your gaze inward, the moment you stop hoping for a miracle and start listening for a whisper. The moment you open the door, not to escape, but to explore. Eventually, the light you were looking for will appear not as a blinding revelation, but as a gentle warmth that grows stronger each time you follow what feels true. That is the quiet miracle of passion. Not something loud or flashy, but something steady, something honest, something that stays. Let this be your reminder. Look closely at the life you are living. Then ask, what haven't I tried? What haven't I seen? What haven't I dared to do simply because it was new? Your answer is waiting. But it requires movement. It requires curiosity. And most of all, it requires you. So begin where you are. Even a single step taken with intention can change the rhythm of your life. Passion is not a destination. It is a direction. And the compass lives within. If this reflection has stirred something within you, consider joining us on the path of inner strength and quiet wisdom. Subscribe to the Stoic Shine and let timeless philosophy guide your modern life.